I got next show for you today, but we're gonna do this one while walking because I gotta get back down to the bottom. Gotta go to work. Okay, so you got a lot in your channel with your girl here, Tasha T, coming back at you with another episode of How to Shine Your Light. And this one is about what's going on with these men. So from the show before the last one, I was telling you in terms of the foundation where I should have started, but this has just evolving. You know me, I gonna go with the flow and spin the block. So we coming back to what woman looking for. I started off in that show talking about women want men to give them rest. So we gotta look at the roles of a man because it's obviously shifted within the last 2 decades or so, could be 3. It has shifted in recent times, right? So the role of a man traditionally back in, my father, but my parents are older, so it would be your great grandfather era or whatever, or grandfather, probably even great grandfather, because right now grandmothers is 30 years old, 20 something years old, and them is grandmothers, right? So your great time, in my time, it would be more of my grandfather them time, right? So back in them time, men were the protectors, the providers. They were everything and all things. And the women, they were the nurturers. They were, at home rearing the children. They were doing all the cooking, the washing, all the upbringing, everything they were doing within the house and with the children. So this didn't work out, when, women started to gain independence, because that was a hard life for women. Most of the time they weren't really educated. They started to have children very young in them times, so they were married off to these older men. Yeah, you could have been 16, 15, 16, and you get married after a man that could be your father or grandfather, and them kind of story. Them thing were real things happening. I mean, I guess it ain't much more different here now that it is marriage, but sometimes you have where you see parents pimping the children or allowing older men to be with their younger children because, a financial gains or whatever. So it's the same concept that evolve over time under a different, like they try to hide that under the marriage, whatever. But we know it was all the same child abuse, right? So anyway, so that was the role traditionally. And then women realized, no man, we can't continue with this. Hey, we more than just here staying home. We want to be educated. We want to be breadwinners. We want to have something for ourselves. So there comes this where the shift started to happen. The shift started to happen when women decided, now we could be more than this. We could be more than this. So from there, men lost their footing a bit because they were so dominant. There was a lot of abuse. There was a lot of abuse and control and disregard for women, where a lot of cultures still have that. A lot of cultures still have that across the world. Women are less than nothing, only go to make babies. So in some cultures, the women don't even get no pleasure out of sex. It's just you just a factory. And if you're dying in childbirth, he gonna get another one. In fact, he don't got more there line up. You ain't nothing, you insignificant. So we had to change that. We ain't going back to that. But the principles of a man wanted to protect, wanted to provide, wanted to secure, wanted to lead his family should have remained, even though women, we have emerged as breadwinners as well. You understand? Why can't it be a situation where we could coexist? Why can't it be the man is the head, right? He's the head, but we is the neck. You is the head, but we is the neck. We're going to hold you up. And in healthy relationships, when you see a man have his head on and that woman is that neck piece, that's a powerful connection. But in most relationships, that dynamic don't work together. That it don't happen. Either the man head on and the woman just trash, or the woman head on and the man is trash. Or sometimes you get like a little partial. The woman head on, the man, he getting in her way, and sometimes he could support. But it ain't seldom you see is that The man is the head and the woman is the neck. When the man trying to be head or play alpha, right? You want to be dominating, you want to be domineering, you want to be controlling only where you say go. You know what I'm saying? Who you talking? Who you dealing with? A child? You dealing with a child, man. You dealing with a big woman. You could lead without dominating, without being authoritative, without being, you know what I mean, a dictator. You're not talking with a child. You're not dealing with a child. And half of the times, the men who doing that, the men, they ain't even the financial head. Half of the time, these men ain't even the financial head. They ain't bringing home the most money. Most women bringing home the most money. But because now you feel a little inferior because of that fact, you got assert your dominance. You know why I can't tell you nothing? Use a man. Use this. Use that. Stop that. Stop that. Man want woman to lead, yes. But there's right and the wrong things right and the wrong ways to doing things. Lead. Let it be let it be democratic. You know what I mean? Let it be democratic. Let she have a say. When people have a say, they feel more united on the quest. And when they feel united on the quest, they're gonna work harder to get to where it is they want to go, where I want to go. You could go faster alone, but you go further together. And then you have to take on that leadership mantle to create that environment. You want to go on a vacation. Yeah, I want to go on a vacation. You just want to talk it. You just want to talk it. Today, tomorrow, if I find money or if I win money. So if today, tomorrow you don't find money or you don't win money, that's it. You can't plan to get your own money. You can't use this to fulfill some of the same dreams that money was to just drop in your lap. How feasible it is going to be for you to just have money drop in your lap? Come on, man. I work with the woman them, be leaders, be thinkers, be go-getters, be inspirers. You know what I'm saying? Say, baby, if she lacking, the baby, come, Bobo, you got to motivate your family too. Why man always looking for woman to motivate them? Answer that. Why I got to motivate you? Sometimes you see the woman will motivate you, the woman may even put you through school, the woman will do this, the woman will do that. Sometimes it's the man doing that to the woman. As soon as you get to where you think you want to be, that woman or that man ain't good enough for you no more. Bad mind. Yeah, men give these women rest. Don't let them have to figure out everything. The child raising, the bills, the this, the that. Why every time when we say something need to fix, why we got to see that something need to fix? You ain't living in the same space. You ain't see what need to fix, what need to be done. You ain't looking around to see what going on and how things could get improved. Why that is a woman's job? That ain't no woman's job, that's a man's job. That's a man's job. I need to revisit these roles. Because it ain't working out the current way. Ain't working out because women, we getting born out behind these men who ain't doing nothing but still on the back and want to control everything and make it seem like they out there doing. I stop that. That's what listeners are bad men, and that's how you're to lose your woman. And then now, when you say another man, with your woman, you got evil and you got hatred and you got this and you got that. If for years your storm can't quiet. Why? That's a question you need to ask yourself and do some serious soul searching. Emerge as the type of men what women need. We don't need nobody who's going to be abusive. We need love. We need attention. We need that emotional stability. We need a head. We need a guidance. We need a vision. I'm making these women work too hard. And then when we got to do it all by ourselves, you expect respect. You expect. What you expect? You're going to get hard attack because you're making me hard. And that's it, and that's all. So, that will be the end of that. I am engaged together. Stop looking for a woman to give her a full ride. Back in the day, it was a pride for a man to take care of his woman, but no, man looking woman to tend them. And the woman out there so serious and they making so much money and everything. They ain't looking no drama. They might look a little fun and they don't mind paying for it, just like a man don't mind paying for it. Because at the end of the day, they don't want nobody messing with them after they done build all of that by themselves. And that's how come the thing is shifting. Okay, so men, if you emerge and you come back to your birthright, come back to your birthright as a head and start to take back over and have vision and have drive and have purpose and have leadership and manage your house, things could go better. Things could go better. Parent your child, co-parent. Don't leave everything up to the woman. Be there. It's gonna be different. Okay, start now. Okay, yeah, they like eventually when you go ahead, Tasha team, have a wonderful day. Love and blessings, everyone.